Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing the Synastry chart between Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis by request. I'm so glad that I finally got to do this chart because it's really wonderful. It's filled with so many amazing aspects, and I don't really see this very often. So this is going to be really nice for a change. Now, the first thing I noticed is that her Sirius conjuncts his midheaven, his sun, his moon by 0 degrees, and his Amor asteroid and Venus. This is super excellent. Her Sirius conjuncting his moon at 0 degrees, that's indicates a soulmate connection. Sirius has to do with pure unconditional love, and it's conjuncting his moon, very important luminary, as well as the sun, most important actually in compatibility charts. Now, the added bonus here is that Sirius is also conjuncting his sun. So again, like I said, the sun, a very important luminary. And I don't see this very often because it's that love asteroid is conjuncting both his sun and his moon, but it's also conjuncting his Amor asteroid, and that has to do with love as well. And Sirius conjuncting his Venus, 2 degrees, Venus, the planet of love. Also, it's conjuncting his midheaven. So the whole world sees this energy associated with this placement and these asteroids between the two of them. This is really nice. Now, his sun and moon conjuncts her Lilith, 2 degrees and 4 degrees. This is really rare, I think, as well, because you have both luminaries conjuncting her Lilith, and Lilith has to do with raw sexuality. So this energy indicates a warm, intense, emotional sexual attraction with lots of chemistry. Now, her moon conjuncts his vertex, 3 degrees. I've talked about the vertex before. It's like a second ascendant, and her luminary moon conjuncting his vertex, this is really a nice placement. Whatever touches your vertex from the other person, you will receive those energies, so it better be good. So in this case, she brings an emotional, nurturing connection with a natural attraction on both sides, and they feel safe with each other. Her Jupiter conjuncts his Vesta asteroid, 1 degree. Now, Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system, and it magnifies the energies of whatever it touches. And in this case, Vesta has to do with a sacrificial devotion. So he is devoted, and it's unconditional. His Uranus conjuncts her Psyche asteroid, 2 degrees. This has to do with a sudden love, passion, and soul energy, since Uranus represents the energies of unpredictability and lightning bolts of the energy associated that happen out of the blue. So I would think that she woke up one day and was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm in love with this guy. So that's the energies that Uranus represents. Now, his point of fortune conjuncts her North Node, 5 degrees. The point of fortune looks like a circle with a cross in the middle. And since this is conjuncting her North Node, this is indications of it's a fated bond. And it's usually seen in married couples charts. Now, her Vesta conjuncts his ascendant and Valentine, 2 degrees. Again, Vesta has to do with sacrificial devotion, and it's conjuncting his ascendant, which is a very important angle in a compatibility chart. You will receive those energies. Now, her Vesta is also conjuncting his Valentine, and Valentine has to do with sacrificial love. So this is really nice as well. Now, his Jupiter conjuncts her Eros, North Node, 1 degree, the Child asteroid, 1 degree, and also Dejanira and Lacrimosa, 0 degrees. Jupiter conjuncting her Eros, that would have to do with eroticism. So he brings out her erotic nature and in a huge way. Because, like I've said before, Jupiter magnifies the energies of whatever it touches. Now, there's other asteroids in this placement, and they're all holding hands. So I'm going to try to break it down for you as simple as I can, so you can, understand what I'm trying to convey. Because it can get confusing when you have a lot of asteroids clumped together and they're all holding hands, and you have to consider how the energies relate to each one of them in aspect to the other planet. But first, I'm going to talk about his Jupiter conjuncting her north node at 1 degree. And that will be the theme of the relationship. It doesn't happen right away. It all depends on how long you are with the person, but it does show up, especially if you're married. So Jupiter conjuncting the north node, this brings fortune and enthusiasm and a lucky charm to the relationship. Now, Jupiter is also conjuncting Child, Dejanira, and Lacrimosa. The Child asteroid can signify a couple of different energies. It signifies, one, your inner child, your innocence, like when you were little. But it can also indicate children. So her Child asteroid is conjuncting Lacrimosa. That has to do with tears. And Dejanira has to do with victimhood. So in this case, I would have to say that she has she's a victim of crying episodes that have to do with children. Now, I don't think that it's caused actually by him, because the Jupiter is in the sign of Gemini, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is a communication planet. And since they have children together, this to me signifies that she gets very emotional, or she has like a crying episode when she's talking with her children or about her children. That's what this energy, that's what the chart is telling me this energy signifies. Now, his Mila asteroid conjuncts her Venus, 0 degrees, the tightest orb. To me, again, this is fate, because Mila is a PNA, personal name asteroid, and that is her first name. So this is, I have to throw the PNAs in there because they never fail to show the energies of how the rest of the chart, the correlation between these two people when it comes together like this, it's a fated bond, and Venus is a love planet. Now, her Pholus conjuncts his lust, and Pholus has to do with, it's like an explosion of energy. When it's conjuncting another asteroid, it magnifies the energies of that asteroid. So lust, that's self-explanatory. So she really exploded the lust desire in him for her. Now her Sun conjuncts his IC, 1 degree. This is excellent as well, because the Sun person, which is her, brings warmth and cooperation and harmony to the family and the household, because the IC is on the cusp of the 4th house, which rules the family. So why did it take so long for them to come together? Now, I know they were both involved in relationships when they were on the 70s show, so the timing was off, and he still had to resolve past life karmic issues with Demi. Now, Demi's moon falls into his 12th house, and this has to do with karmic knots and unresolved issues from past lives that have to be resolved in this lifetime. Also, Ashton's asteroid Karma falls into Demi's 12th house. So again, that relationship had a past life issue to be resolved. Now, Ashton's Mars conjuncts Mila's Astarte and Ishtar, 3 degrees, and also her Eta asteroid, 0 degrees. Now, Mars is the war planet, and Astarte and Ishtar are asteroids associated with blowups. But this conjunction, it's at 3 degrees, which is really minor because 0 degrees is the strongest and has the most power, and 3 degrees is on the weakest side. So all couples have arguments, but for the most part, this is pretty, it's not like a huge blow up and people throwing bases at each other. It's not like that. But the best part of this aspect is that his Mars conjuncts her Eta asteroid at 0 degrees, which is the tightest orb. And Eta has to do with the energies of till death do us part. Now I'm going to be going over a few of their planetary aspects, which I think are important as well. Now his Venus opposes her Sun at 1 degree. This has the energies of balance and compromise. And the oppositions aren't as stressful as the squares. It's like a seesaw effect or a back and forth energy that happens between the two of them. And like I said, this has to do with balance and compromise. And their differences can be worked out because of the opposition. And Venus is the planet of love. And they also, the rest of the chart, there's a lot of strong bonds. So this isn't really a bad aspect. Now his moon opposes her Sun at 0 degrees. This also has a back and forth energy of emotional balance. And between the two of them, there's also a very strong attraction and bond. But the moon person can feel like that the sun person can be insensitive and but there's a charged energy here that makes the bond unique in the way that they feel like they need to stay together to have compromise and work things out between the two of them. Now, his Venus trines her Pluto at 4 degrees. And this is really nice as well because Venus trining Pluto has to do with love and passion. Venus is the love planet, and Pluto has a primal passion energy to it. So this is really nice as well. Uranus, his Venus sextiles her Neptune at 4 degrees. This is excellent for a strong attraction and romance. And it results in this dreamy fairy tale quality because Neptune has to do with dreaminess and illusions and ethereal energy. And Venus, again, love planet. So this is really nice. It's a sextile. So that's a positive aspect. His Neptune trines her Sun at 3 degrees. This has to do with warmth and dreaminess between these two because the Sun illuminates the quality of the other world ethereal energy associated with Neptune and also between them. So that's all I have. I hope you enjoyed this interpretation. And if you're interested in getting a compatibility chart, my email is in the description box. And hit the subscribe button if you would like to hear about more upcoming compatibility charts. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.